Hello everyone, welcome to Kamath Astrology, and today I will cover a different topic, that is understanding what are Yoga Karaka planets in Vedic astrology. So Yoga Karaka planets are very important in Vedic astrology. Om Shri Swami Samarthaya Namah. Now, before we proceed further, we must first understand two concepts, that of Kendras and Trikonas. Okay, Kendras are also known as corners, Trikonas are also known as trines. So, in Vedic astrology, the first, fourth, seventh, and 10th house are known as Kendras or corners, while the first, fifth, and the ninth house are known as trines or trikonas. So the Kendras are also known as Vishnu Sthanas because they are the pillars on which the horoscope rests. Okay, so the Kendras are the foundation or the sustenance of the horoscope. So what are the Kendras? First house, fourth house, seventh house, and 10th house. They are called as Kendras. The first house is also known as the Tanusthan, which represents you and your body. Okay. The fourth house is the house of comforts. To sustain your body, you need comforts, you need sleep, you need happiness. Okay. And all this is seen from the fourth house. The seventh house is the house of partnerships and relations. Again, for your sustenance, you need to be in relationship with others. You need to have partnerships. Okay, and the 10th house is known as the karma sthana. So without doing karmas, you cannot sustain yourself. So therefore 1, 4 and 7, 10, these are known as Kendras or corners, and they are the Vishnu sthanas which represents the sustenance function of Lord Vishnu. Similarly, the houses 1, 5 and 9, they are known as Lakshmi Sthanas or the houses of prosperity. The first house again represents you, your body. The fifth house represents your past punya karma, okay, or the good karma which you have done in your past lives. It also represents your children, the knowledge that you gain, okay, love and romance. Okay, so it's a kind of luxury that is available to you based on the merits of your karmas in the previous lives. The ninth house is the house of higher learning. It is the house of the highest wisdom. It is the house of Guru, Dharma and spirituality. Okay, so the houses 1, 5 and 9 are known as Trikonas or Lakshmi Sthanas. They are the houses that give you prosperity based on the karmas which you have done in your past life and the gurus with whom you have associated yourself in the past life. So Lakshmi Sthanas in a way represent the genes that you inherit from your ancestors. Okay. Lakshmi Sthanas represent wisdom, they represent prosperity, they represent the goodwill of your ancestors, the goodwill of your gurus, and the dharma and spirituality and the path that you are destined to follow in this life. Now we know that each of the 12 houses in Vedic astrology has a ruling planet associated with it. For example, the sign of Mesh and Vrishik is ruled by Mars or Mangal. The sign of Taurus and Tula is ruled by Shukra or Venus. The signs of Gemini or Mithun and Kanya or Virgo are ruled by Mercury or Buddha. The sign of Kark or Cancer is ruled by Moon. The sign of Simha or Leo is ruled by the Sun. The signs of Dhanu and Meen are ruled by Guru or Jupiter, and the signs of Makar or Capricorn and Kumbh or Aquarius are ruled by Saturn or Shani. So the Lagna Lord is one of the most auspicious planets in your horoscope. Lagna means the sign rising on the eastern horizon at the time of your birth. So it is the first sign that comes in contact with the earth at the time of your birth. Okay, and therefore the Lagna Lord is considered as the most auspicious Lord because he rules a Kendra as well as a trine. Now, with this understanding, let us try and understand what exactly is a Yoga Karaka. Okay, a Yoga Karaka is a planet that rules both a trine and a kendra for a particular lagna or an ascendant. In short, if a planet is ruling both a Vishnu sthana and a Lakshmi sthana for a particular ascendant, okay, then that planet is known as the Yoga Karaka for that ascendant. But remember that not all ascendants will have a particular planet ruling both a Kendra, that is a Vishnu sthana, and a Trikona, that is a Lakshmi sthana. Okay, so not all ascendants will have Yoga Karaka. For example, the Mesh ascendant, the Vrishik ascendant, the Dhanu ascendant, the Meen ascendant, the Mithun ascendant, and the Kanya ascendants, they don't have Yoga Karakas. Now, because a Yoga Karaka rules both a Kendra and a Trikona, that is a Vishnu Sthana and a Lakshmi Sthana, it brings about the union of aspects of Lord Vishnu and Goddess Lakshmi in the horoscope. Okay, and therefore it is a doer of extreme good or extreme auspiciousness. So the Yoga Karaka is a planet that bestows extreme auspiciousness in the horoscope by virtue of it ruling a Kendra as well as a Trikona. Let us understand this with some examples. Now let us take the ascendants ruled by Venus. So let us say you are born with Taurus ascendant. Okay, in that case Taurus becomes your first house in the horoscope. Now for a Taurus ascendant, Shani rules the signs of Makar and Kumbh. Okay, Makar is the 9th house for a Taurus ascendant, whereas Kumbh is the 10th house for a Taurus ascendant. So Shani is ruling both a Kendra and a Trikona. The 9th house is a Trikona, the 10th house is a Kendra. Okay, and therefore Shani is a Yoga Karaka for the Taurus ascendant. That is, Shani is a planet which, if well placed in a Kendra, can do extreme good for the native in his Dasha or Antardasha. Okay, and therefore Shani is a Yoga Karaka or a doer of extreme good for the Taurus ascendant. Similarly, let us look at the second ascendant that is ruled by Venus, namely the Tula ascendant or the Libra ascendant. So for a Libra ascendant, Shani rules the 4th house and the 5th house. For a Libra ascendant, the 4th house is the sign of Makar. So Makar is a Kendra, and the 5th house is the sign of Kumbh. So Kumbh is a Lakshmi Sthana or a Trikona, and Shani rules a Kendra as well as a Trikona for the Tula ascendant. So Shani is a doer of extreme good for this ascendant, okay, in its Mahadasha or Antardasha. Similarly, for the ascendants ruled by Shani, that is, say you are born with Makar ascendant, okay, in that case Shukra rules the 5th house, which is a trine, and the 10th house, which is a Kendra. So for the Makar ascendant, Shukra becomes a Yoga Karaka, and for the Kumbh ascendant, Shukra rules the 4th house, that is the sign of Taurus, and the 9th house, that is the sign of Tula. So for Kumbh Lagna, Shukra becomes a Yoga Karaka or a planet that can give extreme benefits in its Mahadasha or Antardasha. Let us look at two more examples. For the Cancer ascendant or the Kark ascendant, what happens is Mangal or Mars rules the 5th house of Vrishik and the 10th house of Mesh or Aries. Okay, and so Mangal becomes a Yoga Karaka for people born with the Cancer ascendant or the Kark ascendant. Therefore, for a Kark ascendant or Cancer ascendant, the concept of Manglik Dosh does not apply. Similarly, for the Leo ascendant or the Sima ascendant, okay, if you see, Mangal rules the 4th house of Vrishik and the 9th house of Mesh, and therefore Mangal is a Yoga Karaka for the Sima ascendant or a Leo ascendant. That is, if Mangal is well placed, Mangal will do extremely good in its Mahadasha or Antardasha to the native. But now there is one more complicated aspect. Let us understand this. For the Taurus ascendant, say, Shani is the Yoga Karaka, right? Because he rules the 9th house and the 10th house. Okay, so he should be doing extreme good to the native in his Mahadasha in terms of elevating the native in his career, in his profession, and in his spiritual life. But what happens if Shani is placed in the sign of Mesh for a Taurus ascendant? Okay, now we know that Shani gets debilitated in the sign of Mesh, and the sign of Mesh is the 12th house for a Taurus ascendant, which indicates high expenditure, high losses. So what kind of fruit will Shani give in its Mahadasha or Antardasha to the Taurus native? Despite being placed in the 12th house, Shani is still a Yoga Karaka, okay, which means Shani has the ability to still do extreme good to this native. But because it is debilitated and it is placed in the 12th house, the real effects of a Yoga Karaka may not be visible during the Shani Mahadasha. Okay, the native will have to work harder to get benefic results from Shani. Okay, that is, he will have to put in a lot of hard work. He will have to undergo some struggles. But even then, Shani will do good to the native in the Mahadasha from an overall perspective. He may give losses, he may give expenditure, but he will also show the native the way to come out of these tough situations. So in short, even if the Yoga Karaka is debilitated, weak or combust, okay, it can still give benefic results in its Mahadasha or Antardasha, provided that there will be some struggles, some challenges, and this Yoga Karaka will give the native the power to overcome these challenges. So friends, this is the core concept of what exactly is a Yoga Karaka. A Yoga Karaka is a planet that owns both a Kendra and a Trikona for a particular ascendant. Okay, and it is considered as the doer of extreme good. If it is well placed, it will do extreme good to the native in its Dasha or Antardasha. If it is debilitated or weak, it still has the capacity to do good, but it will also give some challenges which the native will have to overcome, and in the second half, the good will come. If you like this video, please mark it as liked on YouTube by hitting the like button. Please subscribe to our channel Kamath Astrology if you have not done so by hitting the subscribe button. So when we add a new video, you are automatically notified. You can reach out to us by writing to us at astrosevaworld@yahoo.com or through our website astroseva.tripod.com. So friends, thanks a lot. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll see you soon shortly with another video. Till then, bye. Take care.